A high school program in Montreal is helping reduce the risks for serious substance abuse among teenagers. The program was offered as part of a study at 31 high schools in the Montreal area. Patricia Conrod is a clinical psychologist at the University of Montreal, and she's the lead author of the study. Nice to see you again, Patricia.
Good evening.
So substance use usually begins and escalates in early adolescence, so this is the time to try to intervene.
Exactly. And what this program does is help young people to learn skills that will help them manage the early signs of challenges with mental health. And if you teach these skills really early on in like the 7th grade, you can protect young people from developing problems with substances much later on, 5 years later. And this recent study shows that you can also prevent the uptake and escalation of alcohol use, tobacco use, and cannabis use, as well as polysubstance use. So a really helpful program that is relevant to many young people and that can be applied in schools.
So what is it exactly that you were trying to test for?
We were trying to test the effectiveness of the program when delivered at a population level. So if you were to deliver this to as many young people as you could in a particular grade, could you indeed reduce the rates of substance misuse in the population? And the study was also designed to understand a little bit more about the escalation of substance use problems through the early onset of substance use. And so what the study showed is that the way in which we achieved the long-term effects on substance use problems was by helping young people to delay the onset of their use and reduce the escalation of use in early years.
So the students involved in this study, who were they and what were they asked to do?
They were invited to take part in very brief workshops where they were assisted in learning cognitive and behavioral strategies that would help them to better manage the emotions and the behaviors and the thoughts that come up when you're challenged with interpersonal or just intrapersonal issues. And the idea is to just impart coping skills to young people early on before they enter into those adolescent years where there are opportunities to use substances and there's a lot of strong messages to use as a way to cope. And what this program seems to be doing is giving young people alternatives to using substances as a way to cope with mental health challenges.
So these exercises that you use to try to get the teenagers to understand and manage certain traits of their personality, is this something that parents can try on their own, do you think?
This is not something that has been tested under that kind of implementation strategy. So this is typically delivered by school staff or school counselors or teachers who have been well trained in the delivery of the program. So there's a kind of a profession that I would say is best suited to deliver this, to have meaningful, effective conversations with young people about mental health and emerging mental health symptoms and how to manage them, how to ask for help. But what also happens in these groups is that young people learn to talk to each other about it and learn how to support each other in talking about the challenges that they're facing and how they're coping and effective ways of coping.
So what's next for your study?
I'm really glad you asked because we're just about to embark on a long-term follow-up of the students who participated in this study. So this is one of the largest longitudinal cohorts in Canada. It involved 4,000 young people who were followed over 5 years. And right now we're in the process of reaching out and inviting all of those 4,000 students to tell us how they're doing now in their mid-20s, and for us to be able to understand how early adolescent experiences are linked to health and well-being in young adulthood, and also to better understand how early interventions promote longer-term health in adulthood. So the study is called CoVenture Montreal. CoVentureMontreal.com is where you can find more information about it. And we'd love to hear from every single young person who participated in this study. And I think you'll know who you are if you're listening right now.
Okay, thank you very much for this, Patricia.
Thank you.